Welcome to Wayne County Connection. I'm your host, Michael Sweigart. Thank you for joining me again as we promote Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play. You know, every month we interview a different individual and talk about the agency that they represent that is doing their part to make Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play. And part of that is always giving you an opportunity to connect with them. The first place you can get started with that is by visiting our website at waynet.org/cc. There you'll find information about today's guest, previous guests, and ways that you can share the program with people who are not able to watch it streaming on our local cable provider, and you can provide that with people out of the area as well. It's a great way for you to promote Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play. We've gotten a little tongue-tied today because today is a very special session for me. Our guest today is our longtime producer, Jane Holman, and she is here today to talk about a couple of things. First, she's here to talk about waynet.org, your one source for all things local, and also about our program, Wayne County Connection. So join me in welcoming to the show today our guest, Jane Holman. Jane, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Michael. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. We're doing this again by Zoom because of some of the restrictions and also because of the weather. Today is an epic snowstorm day that we've had here across the United States. And so Jane and I are not able to be together today. But for those of our viewers who may not know you because you like spending so much time behind the scenes instead of in front of the camera, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jane.
It is definitely my preferred place is behind the camera and not in front of it. But thank you for having me on anyway, Michael. I'm a Wayne County native. Been here all my life, except for the fact that when I moved away for about 10 years, lived in California and Iowa and kind of worked my way back to Indiana, but we raised our family here. And I've been Director of Waynet since 1997. So that's my story.
That's a nice brief story there. And let's delve into that Waynet a little bit more. Waynet.org, our viewers have heard me mention it every program multiple times.
Thank you for that.
And it is an incredible resource for residents of Wayne County. For any viewer who may not have been there or who may have only browsed in brief through it, let's talk a little bit about what Waynet is, because it's more than just a website. So give us an overview first, and then we'll get into some of the ways that it does its work to promote Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play.
Waynet, our main focus is the website. And from that, we try to provide all the information to make it easy for people to find anything they need to do to be a good citizen, to learn about Wayne County, to grow and serve their community, to learn what's going on within the community. So we have a lot of different areas, history, calendar, you name it, you can find it at Waynet.
Which is great for people who not only are visiting or considering visiting Wayne County, Indiana, but also for residents who may wonder about a particular business in Wayne County. And you do a lot of links. You mentioned a little bit about finding about anything in Wayne County. You have government links to not only the county government, but also to the individual townships, cities, and so forth.
Exactly.
And the agencies in the area, as well as businesses and individuals.
We are a not-for-profit organization. We're a 501c4 organization, and we are supported by members. So we have all our members are linked. If you go to the member section, you'll find links to all our members, and we have various levels of membership. So some members you'll see a little more exposure. You know, we have some platinum level members that will be their icons, their logos will be on the right-hand side of the page, and it's just a real easy click. Those are all linkable. So if you need to go to see Morrison Reeves Library, Richmond Community Schools, Reed Hospital, or the City of Richmond, it's just one click right there. Some of the other ones are in a text link, and some of them rotate, and then some of them you have to dig it down a little farther onto the members page. But we do appreciate all their support, and we appreciate our visitors letting those people know that they appreciate their support as well, because their support means we can be here to serve the community.
Now, you mentioned you've been doing this for quite some time. 1997 was the time that you mentioned there. So that was really in the explosion of personal internet access. When people were just getting off, I remember the AOL disc coming in the mail on a daily basis, and people were connecting in that way. And so I imagine that it's changed quite a bit over time as you've brought Wayne County to the web.
It has. A lot of organizations locally didn't even have websites at that time. So our focus was on providing the information on how people could get on the web. We provided one-page websites for some local not-for-profits, and now it's so cheap and so easy for people to be on. Most people have their very own websites, and we link directly to that, and they control what's going on. But I like to tell people it was pre-Google. And that's hard for a lot of people to imagine, that you couldn't just go on and click, and there was back in the Alta Vista days, so it didn't work near as good. So it was very important then to give people directions on how to get to local websites and help them find their way. But now a lot of what we do is people might be able to just Google it, but you can't Google it if you don't know it's there. So for example, you can go to our social services page and find a huge listings of social services in the community. And it's not a comprehensive list by any means. If somebody has some social services that they provide that are not listed, let me know. But that's just one of the things that we do. The volunteer page is one of them that we're really proud of. So local organizations, if they have volunteer positions that they need filled, they can send us the information and we'll post it. And then you can go in there and find a volunteer position that meets your skills with their needs. And it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, that's one of the things that we like to promote here on the program, as you well know, being a long-term producer, is the connection. And so that's one way for our viewers to get connected with other agencies in Wayne County through Waynet, by the volunteer page in particular. That's a great resource for, as you mentioned, people who are interested in volunteering, but also those agencies that need volunteers.
Exactly, yeah.
And
like
is
to
everyone
put them
that,
together.
try and put them together, try and make the connection.
Exactly.
Are you required to be a member to use this service as a volunteer, or to post volunteer opportunities?
To post the volunteer opportunities, you should be a member. We ask that they are a member, but not-for-profits who normally need the volunteers can join as a member. It's a very nominal amount. And basically it just says you support us, you're aware of us, you let us know when you update any information on your website, through your organization.
So one of the things about the membership levels that you mentioned before was that there are levels of membership. Can private individuals also be a member of Waynet?
We would love it. We would love it. And we do have some private individuals, especially our board members. We have some who have joined, some board members joined because their employer supports our organization, and some have retired since they joined and they decided to become a member of Waynet and continue on the board. So we are looking for some board members. So if anyone would be interested in joining, all you have to do is become a member and let us know that you would be interested in a position on the board.
Without getting into too much detail there, we don't want to spend a lot of time on board member recruiting, although that is important for the agency. What are some of the responsibilities of the board members? Is it a weekly web page update, or is it show up once for the annual meeting? What kind of commitments are required?
Our board normally meets, it depends. Sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's every other month. So the requirements are very minimal, actually, and it's overseeing a fiduciary responsibility, making sure that I'm doing my job and that the organization is able to support itself. So we've got great board members and have been very lucky that way.
And I would imagine if you are looking for a way to be a factor in Wayne County, to make your voice known and make a connection and promote Wayne County, being on the board at Waynet would be a great way to do that. Moving off of the board back to what you mentioned a minute ago, is doing your job. And your job is really quite large at Waynet. As you mentioned, in the early days, you were building websites, one-page websites, and really helping people get into the internet as a way to communicate or to connect with their potential constituents, customers, or volunteers. And now it's a lot of promotion of Wayne County. You mentioned the social services realm. I know that there's also a large business contingent where you list a lot of Wayne County businesses, and also the history of Wayne County and the calendar and pictures. And we talked about that briefly before the program, that you have some 17,000 plus pictures of Wayne County on the Wayne County Flickr page. So let's just talk about all of that in the next 4 days.
It's a great job. It's been a wonderful position because I have such a variety of things that I do. Some of it's, coding the web page, and some of it's going out and taking pictures and meeting people and learning what's going on in the community. It's just been a wonderful position. So the Flickr pictures are linked from our homepage, or up in the upper right-hand corner. You click on the little Flickr icon. It's a little blue and pink dots, if you don't know what Flickr looks like. And the reason I use that is because it's so easy to tag, keyword them, and put them in albums, and it's just much easier to go back and find them. So if someone is looking for a picture of Wayne County in summer, pardon me, say a picture of Thistlethwaite Falls, and that they went on their annual report, and it happens to look like it does today, where it's 6 inches of snow and blowing, and it's cold, and you're not going to get a picture with the green leaves and the flowing water at Thistlethwaite. So you can go to our website, you can type in Thistlethwaite, and you'll get 6, 7, 8, 10 pictures that show up with Thistlethwaite Falls. You can email me then if somebody needs to use them. They are copyrighted, so we do request that you go through procedure and request to use them, and we charge a very nominal amount for that service.
But in addition to Thistlethwaite Falls, there are also events and activities that have gone on around Wayne County. I'm sure our viewers, some of them now are seeing your face and going, I didn't know that's who she was, because they've seen you behind a camera at the museum, at Model T events, at Fountain City for the festivals there, or at Cambridge City in their festivals, and just going around taking pictures of, literally thousands of pictures that you've posted, which means probably hundreds of thousands that you've taken over the years.
They do get sorted out. We only try to post the good ones. There are a few more here that may be on my hard drive that don't get posted.
Are there any restrictions other than the use agreement that you asked for using the pictures or for promoting them? Say I saw something really cool on there and I wanted to say, hey, why don't you come to town and we'll go visit this event. We'll go visit this space.
We ask that people email me and tell me which picture they're interested in, just send me the URL. Because in general, what we try to say is that there can't be identifiable people because it's for privacy laws. And there's some ins and outs and ways around it, and it's hard to explain for everything, and it doesn't apply to everything. So it's better to do it one-on-one and explain it.
Okay. Well, in addition to the photos and the social services and the volunteers we've talked about already, there's a calendar on Waynet. Yeah. And we've talked about that on the program several times, at least I've mentioned it, that there's a way for our viewers to find out what's going on in Wayne County. So talk about how to get your event on Waynet and how to find out what's going on in and around Wayne County.
Great. I'm really excited about the calendar. I'm really excited to have it filled again, because I'm hoping that once the pandemic starts to ease down this summer, we'll start getting lots and lots of events on that calendar. But there's still plenty on there right now, if you'll go and check it out. And I wanted to take just a little bit of time to maybe explain to people how they can get around within the calendar. I think we have some screenshots we can show during this. So if you go to either under the news tab on Waynet's page, or if you go to things to do, they'll both take you to the calendar, same place. And If you bring it up on a desktop, it's going to look a little different than if you bring it up on your phone. If you bring it up on your desktop, it's going to have a poster vision where you have a great big picture and a little, the title, and then a little bit of description. If you bring it up on your phone, you're going to have a, it's called, what is it called? A tile view. And so it's a little bit of more of a listing. But either way, if you click directly on that event, it'll open up and give you the full description. And so you can read it. And some of them have quite long descriptions because there's no restriction on how much information can be there. So we encourage people to dig in, dive in a little bit. It's on the upper right-hand side, depending on how you'd like to look at it. You can change it from that poster view to the tile view to a listing view and even to a month view. So if you're planning ahead of time, you can change it to the month view. You can see all those things that's coming up in the next month, or you can go over on the left-hand side where the month name is, and there's arrows either way. So you can click there and you go forward. So it's especially helpful for people who are planning events. Like if you have an event, somebody that's listening has an event coming up in August, say, and you can go on there and you can go forward to August and say, oh, there's another event happening this weekend. Let's plan it the weekend after. So we don't have too many events on one weekend. So it's helpful for the whole community, really. And the more people use it, the better it gets. We have government information is on there, government meetings. The library has their readings times and reading story hours and their classes. There's all sorts of things going on in addition to just, the huge community events that we all know and look forward to and love every year. So
that just brings up again the kind of overarching purpose of Waynet, your source for all things local, everything to do with Wayne County. If a person is interested either as an attendee, participant, or as a planner for an event in Wayne County, the calendar at waynet.org is a great place to start.
We think so. And it's really easy to add your event. If you go to the calendar on the upper left-hand corner, there's a button that says odd enough, add event. All you have to do is click on that, fill out the form. You made it so complicated. I know. So just click on that, fill out the form, and it does go into a queue for approval. So I'll look it over and make sure all the forms, everything's filled out properly. And I can call you if I have any questions, and then it goes on the calendar and it's ready to go.
Well, there's a lot going on at waynet.org, and we encourage you to get connected to find out more. And you can also reach Jane through waynet.org, jane@waynet.org is her email address, or there are links there on the website. And we encourage you to visit that and to find out more about what's going on. We encourage you to participate as a member and possibly even as a board member. So find out more about how you can get connected to make Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play through an interaction with Waynet. I'd like to shift gears here in the last little bit of our program. Earlier, I mentioned that this was kind of an emotional program for me and for Jane as well. Jane has announced her retirement from her role as producer.
Not from Waynet, just as producer.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I'm sorry. From her role as producer of Wayne County Connection, here our program that she has been affiliated with almost since its inception in one way or another. And you are moving on to other pastures. And we have some exciting news next month for you about a new producer. But right now, we'd just like to take a few moments to recollect and rehash, I guess, with Jane, some of our greatest moments. And thank you for your long effort here at Wayne County Connection. So I'd like to ask you the question, as producer of Wayne County Connection, what has been your biggest aha, I guess, moment, or biggest wow surprise about Wayne County or the program?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Oh, threw me for a loop there, Michael.
Oh no, I promised no hard questions, and then I hit my producer on her way out.
I think the most interesting thing is that there's always something interesting. there's when we think, oh, who are we going to find this month for a guest, and then you and I will often brainstorm, and we'll come up with 10 people that we could possibly get in there, and it's just a matter of who can do it on the day that we are scheduled to tape. So there's always something interesting to talk about, always something going on. I think that's the biggest takeaway I've had.
I think one of the interesting things that from the host perspective for me has been the way that you are able to get people who might be reluctant to be in front of the camera encouraged to participate. Partly because of your own experience, yes, but also to encourage people that this is a great program to be on, and it really isn't about you so much or making you be on camera as it is about giving you an opportunity to promote what's going on in Wayne County. And most people then are like, oh, I'll do that. Yeah, they're very good at that, and I appreciate all of them, all of our guests who have stepped up and said yes to me. I really appreciate that. Did it get easier for you asking a guest who'd been on previously to show up for a recurring visit, or was that more difficult because they thought, I've been on, I've said everything I've got to say?
It got easier over the years making the ask, just because I've done it so much. And I knew when they were going to have objections and what their objections were going to be and how we could get around those. So, and again, most likely it was because they were on camera or they had a scheduling conflict, which is, you can't help that. We just work around that or find a different guest and have them back another month. So,
that was especially true for us with various school officials. We've done a series with the school superintendents in Wayne County, and occasionally that's been an issue because of some conflict at the school that caused them not to be able to show up at the last minute or something. We also had 2 superintendents that left right after they were on our show.
And we were disappointed that they didn't announce on our show. Why not?
Yeah. So if any of our superintendents are thinking about coming up on the program, we'd love to have you back, and we'd like you to stick around for a little while. If there was one thing that you would say that Wayne County Connection does better than the other programs that are here on Whitewater Community Television, what would you say that is?
I think we have the best host.
That wasn't nice. That's in retaliation. Thank you so much. I'm flattered.
I really mean that, Michael. Thank you for all you've done, because all I had to do was get the guest, and I knew you would come up with some great questions, and I never had to worry about that portion of it. I think we make a great team. So thank you for all you've done.
It has been an honor to work with you. I would like to ask you if there was a way that we could encourage our viewers more to get involved and to share the program and to get connected with others in Wayne County, what would you say to them as someone who likes to be behind the scenes and promoting things without being out in the forefront? What would your talk to them be?
I think I would, I'm really excited what WCTV has been able to do with sharing the program online on YouTube now. And if they go to our website, waynet.org/cc, on the date is where we link the program. So if you click on the date, you can always go directly to the program, and you can share that everywhere now. I personally don't have cable, so I think I produced the show for 10 years without actually ever seeing it. I would be in the studio and watch it, but I never actually saw it on screen. So now I can pull it up on YouTube and watch, and they can share, people can share it with their friends outside of Wayne County, across Indiana, across the nation, across the world, So that's really awesome, is that we can share our community worldwide that way.
So there's an idea for you to get connected. Do a watch party. This time of social distancing, do a watch party with your distant relatives and encourage them to come visit you here in Wayne County and all the great things that we have going on here. Has there been anything, Jane, that you didn't know about Wayne County that you learned through the program?
Oh,
putting you on the spot again.
Yeah. we've had some interesting guests, and it forced me to dig in a little bit further. I guess one of the advantages of Waynet is because I link to so many different things. I've been aware of different people in different organizations across the county and across the state even. So we've had some interesting guests that weren't just your normal organizations that everybody knows, I guess. We've had people that told us how to pull weeds, and people that taught us how to take care of those who can't take care of themselves, like Achieva does. And just a wide variety of people. If you go back and look at, went back and kind of cruised through our guest list that we've had. There's just a wide variety there. So many people.
And that's one of the things that I really like about our webpage, waynet.org/cc. I will shamelessly plug that until the last day that I am able to do so. But a viewer is able to go, or someone who's interested can go back through our archives of programs for years. You maintain that information there, and you can search by year and see the guests that were on each year and links to the programs if they're available. And if not, links to the guests, or at least the agencies, even if the guests have moved on, because it's not only about the agencies that are promoting Wayne County, but it's also about the individuals that are doing their part to get connected, and sometimes people are just great and move on. As we talk about moving on, we are to the end of our program. And Jane, it has been such a pleasure to work with you over this time. We thank you for your role as producer at Wayne County Connection. And we're sad to see it end, but we understand that these things happen.
I know you're in good hands. I know who's coming on, and we'll still be involved. We'll still have the website up. They can still go to waynet.org/cc, and we'll be working with the new producer to make sure that stays active.
Great. And we encourage you to continue to get involved at waynet.org, where Jane will still be doing her part to make Wayne County a great place to work and play by promoting all things local through waynet.org. Jane, thanks for being on the program today, and thanks for all your work as producer.
Thank you, Michael. Good to see you.
Thank you. And I'm going to say goodbye to Jane and talk to you all as we close today. And I'm Michael Sweigart, your host. Thanks for watching today. Wayne County Connection, your place, your connection to promote Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play. We thank Jane Holman, our producer, for all the work that she's done on the program over the years. We thank you for watching. Do your part, get connected, and we'll see you next month. Thanks for watching.